Let me guess, you from the town that I love best. Talk Memphis, I wish you would. Talk Memphis, you sound so good.
Appreciate you guys joining us today. We've had a good part 3 to this zip code showdown. We're going to wrap it up here with Arlington. We've covered today 38122. We've covered 38117, 38119, and Cordova 38016 and 38018. Last one is very similar to 119 in Cordova is Arlington. Number of home sales in Arlington is 617. That's down 6% from 17. Average home sales price $275, $660. That's up 11%. So, you can't buy rentals, I don't think, for that price out there because it doesn't make sense. But man, if you're in the residential market out there, you're taking a good uptick in value. So, problem again, though, we've always said with these residential is if you sell, congratulations, you just sold your property, made a lot of money.
Right.
Now where are you going?
Yep.
Number of bank sales is just 19. Average cost of or foreclosure amount of those is $193. Number of investor purchases is 57, so it's just 9%. But you still see there's 57 investors. So there's investor activity out there.
Yeah. I think that's going to be your hedge funds as well. Your private
it
equity.
is. Well,
Majority.
the average investor price is 181.
Yeah.
So that's what those guys are buying. They're taking less than 1% because that's not renting for $1,800 out there. It's renting for $1,400, $1,500.
Yeah.
At best, I would think. Number of foreclosures 21, and average foreclosure amount was 193. So
wow.
Extremely similar zip code to Cordova, a little higher end than Cordova, but similar from an investor standpoint that, or even 119 and 117 really more than Cordova. Similar that you can't really get your rent ratios right.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not as concerned with, I've had some investors here the last month call me and just say, hey, I'm not so worked up on my exact numbers versus good house, cash flowing. I'll take 5%. I want a good home that in 5 or 10 years is in a good area that I can sell, maybe make a little money on the appreciation, have that tenant pay down my balance and use that. So
that's Arlington.
That's Arlington. So there's a different rule of thumb. I mean,
it's quiet up there.
Very.
Big lots. Got enough of the stores to at least,
yeah.
Got, a couple of restaurants and Kroger and gas stations, but not a whole lot of, you have to drive 15 minutes?
15, 20 minutes.
To get a good amount of shops and things that you want to do. So if you want a quiet area, this is the way where to go. And so I could see where that would be attractive for an investor.
And let me throw this out there. These home prices and values are going to keep going up. I'm going to tell you why. Yeah. The city has shut down all
the sewer line
building permits because they don't have the city can't hold any more, new construction can't hold any more properties. The infrastructure of the city can't hold it. So they've paused all building permits. So builders that are, you imagine being a builder sitting on 40 lots out there. You got to pay the taxes on it until they get it together. I'd be in those city council meetings.
Absolutely.
So Arlington will because there's no more development, the houses that are there will increase in value again.
So I had a guy email me yesterday about this it's right beside this area, and just he was concerned that it was like 90% homeowner, and he was concerned about buying a rental as a downside. And I was like, nah. Do you see it as I see it as an upside, right? Because there's going to be some people that want to rent.
They want the schools.
And the schools. So if it's only 10% rental, it's going to rent like
just like that.
If you price it right.
That's right.
You can't be over, going
but
$3,000. But
you get people that are transferred in. They don't know if they're going to stay here.
Yeah.
They want to rent for a couple of years. They want to be in a good area. This fits that bill. So
you come into some of the Smith and Nephew or those there. Guys that just
Right Medical's out there.
Yep, couple years.
And is it Wright Medical you were thinking about?
I think so.
Yeah, Wright Smith and Nephew's over off 240. Wright Medical's out there off Airline Road. Yeah, so there's development. It's a suburban area. It is quiet. It is going to take you 15 minutes to get into the city, but with 57 investor purchases this year already, there is some opportunity for either flipping or some buy and hold. Properties are out there. So that's Arlington, and that's going to wrap up our zip code showdown. So for the last few minutes here, man, let's talk about just an overview of what we've discussed the last 3 weeks. Maybe your favorite zip code out of all the ones we talked about. Maybe your least favorite. You got a favorite one?
Well, in all this, we've seen west to east it changes. You know what I mean?
Dramatically.
For no matter if you're north, central, or south,
Yep.
west to east, the numbers change dramatically, right?
Yep.
So that's a big takeaway for our listeners to really understand that. I don't think you don't see north to south, you don't really see.
Nope.
38118
and 38128 are about
very
the same.
similar. Yeah.
38127 and 38109.
Very similar.
Very similar. And those are north and south.
Kind of mirror each other and how they act. So that's kind of some of the takeaways I've watched and learned from going through this exercise. And for me, 38122 has always been my favorite.
Yep.
But I really like 38118, 38116. Just from that price, to rent ratio, I think it's kind of in a sort of a sweet spot where you can, there's a little more risk.
Yeah.
But over time, that should give you a decent return versus going all in off of, say 51 off Highway 51, where we talked about a couple weeks ago, where
struggling.
Yeah, you might buy something for $20,000, but and $600 rent, but you might never see the $600. So,
or you'll see it 4 months out of 12.
4 months out of 12, right? So your assumptions are way off. So
yeah, mine for me would be I still go with 38118. I've adjusted over the last 6 to 12 months. I've got a favorite in zip codes for local investors, and I've got favorite for nationals. And people are like, why do you do that? Because my national investors are 2,000 miles away typically.
They need more stability.
I'm referring to California, where they're mostly from.
Right.
So they need more stability. They need less maintenance. They need less, emails about issues and problems because they are so far away.
Yeah.
If you're a local guy, it takes you 15 minutes to go run to the house if you wanted to. You can handle a little bit more. So for my local investors, 38122, 38128, some of 127 and 38111. So Sherwood Forest area, you can find good rental properties in there. Those are under 55 grand for the most part.
Yeah.
So I kind of caution on those. For my out-of-state investors, 38116 and 118 are my favorites. 38118 is going to stay that way. 60,000 to 90,000, those are going to rent for $750, $800 to $1,000. Those tend to be my favorite zip codes for out-of-state investors. Now, if you're in that 1% rule as an out-of-state investor, then 38125, 38141 that we talked about last week, those are all, that's Southeast Shelby County, newer homes, 1995, 96 or so in newer. So I like those areas of the city, but I'll tell you this, and just it's a broad painted picture, but there's deals here, man. I mean, we've been talking, these zip code, going through each one of these and dissecting these has really given me a reason to dive back into them, look into some of these areas. It's been a really good kind of refresher course for me as well. I can't continue on or go through this without thanking Wendy Greenlaw, though.
Oh, absolutely.
She's been a tremendous help to us. ChandlerReports.com is their website. You can go in for a free trial. She has been an extreme help asset to us. She not only helps us with just this kind of thing, but when we have an issue at work or need some data or something, she is so quick to jump on it. So,
and I told a retail agent that last night. I saw him at a football game, and he was talking about data, and I was like, man, you need to call Wendy, because she can give you whatever data you want that helps you pinpoint your area or type of buyer or type of listing.
Yeah.
You got to think through your analytics of how you want to get there, but she can help you find those numbers.
Absolutely. So you guys go to ChandlerReports.com. I believe there's a free trial for a short-term basis or something. If not, you can pay a little bit for it. But, man, a lot of investors go to this website, that they get that information there. So I would encourage you to do that. Thank you again to Wendy Greenlaw and Chandler Reports for her dedication and to the show. She'll be on again at the end of September to talk about third quarter numbers and that sort of thing. So
awesome.
I swear I can't get enough.